Alright, good afternoon again. My name is, as you can see, Afifa, and thank you, Dr. Marshall, for allowing me to do this guest presentation or guest lecture on Vybz Kartel. The title of the lecture is Feelin Addi, Masculinity and Male Sexuality in Jamaica. So, just a little bit about myself and why I'm talking about Vybz Kartel, I guess. I do several different things. I'm a DJ, artist, a researcher, and I do some work around like spaces, so organizing different events for people to come to. And I'm generally interested in promoting learning and knowledge and understanding. So I when Vybz Kartel just came out, I wasn't interested up until when he came to UE. Any of you were here? Oh Lord. You don't know about that though? Yeah. Right. So Vybz Kartel came and he gave a lecture and it was huge, bigger than this. And I wasn't into Vybz Kartel then. And then I discovered Vybz Kartel through one of his songs. You Are My Baby, you know that song? On a shy? So give it like 2 seconds, it will come up. Alright, so you know it, right? So I heard the song and all of a sudden it made sense. Light bulb. Totally understanding. Right? Now I started from that song and continued to investigate the other things that Vybz Kartel was saying about sex, about women. So I ignored all the other gun songs and Gaza this and Gaza that and just specifically focused on sex. And all of that kind of has brought me to talking about male sexuality. You know what male sexuality is? Anybody? You know what masculinity is? Alright. Well, write down those 2 words because you need to know. So, we're exploring, I'm using Vybz Kartel to understand how men feel about sex, how them engage in sex, how them relate to women in sex, how Vybz Kartel reveal another side of himself in sex, right? So that's how I started, and that's essentially what I'm doing. Now, why is understanding Vybz Kartel important? Anybody think it's important? Any Vybz Kartel fans? Why is Vybz Kartel important? Why is it important to understand him?
Basically, as a forerunner of our pop culture, Vybz Kartel represents what the mass thinks.
Okay.
So we have to look at what he thinks, what he puts out there, because not only is he saying what we are know, it's also influencing where our society is going. So
okay.
Where the next generation is going, what they're listening to, what they're hearing, what they're going to do, what they're going to think.
Okay, I agree with you. Wanna agree? The next generation of men are going to sound something like Vybz Kartel. are going to do something like Vybz Kartel. For example, Alkaline in music. Even though him don't say it, you can see it, right? Tommy Lee. I don't know about Popcorn, but you can see it, right? And even outside of music, you will see the influence of Vybz Kartel on men and on women. So now have to start look from now. So I figure that it's important to look at Vybz Kartel again because him have a tremendous influence, a tremendous impact, right? And that is something that we need to dissect. So I'm looking at Vybz Kartel, and I'm also looking at men in the Jamaican society, black men outside of Jamaica, you know, how they are, what them think about, you know, them sexual desires, what them express, those kinds of ideas. You will find a lot in Vybz Kartel's work. I have a picture here of the Gaza. Anybody come from the Gaza? I've never been to the Gaza. But the Gaza is an important place, right? More important than Kingston or Montego Bay. And this is some photos I got online. When I type in Gaza, Portmore, you see all these men. The one to the right, those are little boys, right? So you have little boys, you have youth, you have big men, and all of them come together around the Gaza, right? And Vybz Kartel is the key person in the Gaza. So we have to understand him because we can see the influence, we can see the control. Now, hold on. I just want you to hear this other one.
Are we creative?
When I hear? When I laugh after that song? Okay. So this is Vybz Kartel on the Gaza. And this song is called Gaza Commandments. So according to Kartel, these things do not happen on the Gaza, and these things happen on the Gaza. And imagine one bag of man, one bag of people following the commandments of the Gaza, right? Now that's a very important thing in, I guess, popular culture, our culture, the influence of this man's ideas. So we are trying to get into what's exactly happening over there. Now these are two photos, again I took on found them online, right? The Observer depicting, I want to say on a love woman. So this is the incident with Gaza Kim, right? So we claim so we love women, but we still beat them up. Again, like a lot of things happening, what exactly is happening? So the objective of the presentation, I have 3 objectives. I hope you can follow. One is to use the life and work of Vybz Kartel to discuss masculinity and male sexuality in Jamaica. But we don't really know what that is, right? Anybody want to offer a kind of what that is? Guess? It will help you know.
What is masculinity?
What does it mean to be masculine? What does it mean to be feminine?
Okay, they've got 2 at the back.
2 at the back.
We're saying basically embracing the roles ascribed to that between masculine and feminine, your female, male ascribed to society.
Okay. Are you masculine? No. You're feminine. All right. What does... We come back to the male sexuality, but it's a very important concept. The second objective is to ask questions about men and sex and their relationships to women. And then to talk about what we can learn about male sexuality from Kartel. By male sexuality, I'm talking about how men express themselves in the act of sex, like their desires, the things what them like do, the things what them talk about, the things what them don't do, how them feel in sex, right? That's what I'm talking about as male sexuality. And by masculinity, yeah, we're kind of talking about that essence of masculine, right? That some men tend to represent. Wanna follow me? All right. So let's hear what Vybz Kartel have to say about himself. Who is Vybz Kartel? Alright, so him say, anywhere the girl them they Addi they there. Right? Most girls love me so. Them kiss, them hug me so. Some say, oh, you ugly so. But I know nothing if them say so. Cause them still want send on pussy all the dumb say so. You can imagine that? You can imagine how desirable he is? Even a dumb person can speak to it. A dumb person says so. No, that is beyond, right? So follow me again. This is Vybz Kartel, and this is what I want to start with, this kind of introduction to him, as opposed to him come from Portmore and him start when him at 20 and him do this and him mother name, you know. This is Vybz Kartel, all the dumb says so. Anyway, the girl them they Addi they there, alright? So, when we look at Vybz Kartel, we go back to the idea of, well, Adidja Palmer. So, Vybz Kartel is one of the characters created by Adidja Palmer. Would you agree? Yes. Right. So, I find that the real person behind everything is Adidja Palmer. So, Adidja Palmer, you have Addi Banton, which is how he started out in music. You have Vybz Kartel. Then you have the Michael Cake Soap Jackson, probably 1 or 2 songs, but that is around the bleaching thing, right? Then you have Addi Innocent. Then you have Addi the Teacher. Then you have World Boss. You have any more? Anything that I miss? No? Huh? Addi the Prisoner. That's Addi Innocent. Addi Innocent. Right? So we have all these like different images, these different ideas that Vybz Kartel is asking us to consider. And so like when I look at different pictures of Vybz Kartel, I can see, what you see? What kind of man do you see here? Huh? An ugly man? Yes? Someone who's confused? Bipolar? Huh? Evolution? Nobody else? Do you not see somebody handsome and attractive? Sexy? You not see nobody sexy? Alright. Confidence. So now, I'm looking at this presentation of this man. And me remember him say, anywhere the girl them they Addi they there. And I'm looking. And I'm seeing all these images. Alright? You know this one? You don't know this one? What? Which part? You know this one? Alright. This is from Ramping Shop. Alright. This is Downtown Free World Boss protest. Right? So, so we have all like these different ways to see him. We see him being sexual, we see him being a bad man, you know. I see him being confident. You don't see that. I will agree that he's not cute, right? But it doesn't matter. So some of the things that jump out at me when I look at Vybz Kartel, when I look at the images, when I listen to the music, is, like you said, it's very masculine, very male. You don't get it twisted. There's no female, feminine, nothing. Tough-faced man, right? Then you see a very confident man. You know, see that? A very powerful man. Him look intelligent to you? No? Okay, I see an intelligent man. Right? An educated man. You don't see an educated man? No? Alright. You don't see a street smart man? Yes. Alright. So we see all of these things. I'm saying that we see all of these things when we're looking at Vybz Kartel. When I look at this picture, what kind of man do you see when you look at this picture? A narcissistic man? What else you see? A powerful man? Tell me about the sex part, nothing else, the sex. Him not look like him know what him a do. No, you don't see that. Him not look like a god of pleasure. Him not look like him come for please. Straight face, you don't see no god of pleasure. Okay. You don't see somebody sensuous. You don't see that. Alright. Do you see a freak? You don't see a freak in this picture. You know, when him talk about freaky girl, you know that song? You see a freaky man? Okay. Do you see an experienced lover? No? Do you see a man who loves to please women sexually? A what? Stone face? What do you mean by stone face? Stone? Like what do you mean? Stone, like rock stone? Oh. Oh, isn't that like sexy? Isn't that in control of what you're getting?
He's just there, like, true. Disengaged. So he's like,
he's the god of pleasure. He can't wear anything he want to wear, shades. But I take that point. He look totally out of it. I wondered if he could look sexy like this, but I say no.
He doesn't look vulnerable at all.
He doesn't look. But can he be vulnerable in a man-male way? So he wouldn't look like Spice. How does Spice look? Sexy bad. Sexy bad. Okay. So Spice looks sexy bad and Kartel just did it. Alright. So one of the things when we look at Kartel is so I'm trying to separate kind of like his songs about sex and women and the other songs. So I'm suggesting that Kartel has like a body of work. So if anything you want to talk about, you can just find a few Kartel songs and you can really get into the details of those things. So for example, sex, money, guns, those are things that I think Kartel talks about. War, problems with man, bad mind people, friends, life, the Gaza, life in Jamaica, girls, women, education, working hard, succeeding against all odds, ghetto life, and ganja. So, him don't just talk about one thing or a few things. Him talk about life, like the whole spectrum of life. Alright? Let me give you another sample. You know this one? Who listen to Kartel? So you know this? You study to this? When you not study to that, you not listen to Kartel. You know this one? When him say pin me a talk about, pin me a talk no in no Blackberry.
We said a boy this. Yo, I shall. That's the thing.
It soon come. So this is a very serious song. Pin me a talk no in no Blackberry. Right? And you can see the guns. And them are going to describe to you how them are going to kill a man. These are the same man we just say unstoppable. Run away train. Alright? Let me see this. Alright. You know this one? Pressure?
Yeah, well, I'll be again
Alright.
on the money trail. To them.
No time to stop, so you get stop breaker. Acting at the street, yo, doggy, dog, and I be among when I turn up, night setter. So you have to skiller than Messi, shoemaker, like when Walter wind up. And slicker, when you did that, when you on a one, heel foot on the tar, and step up.
When you know about pressure, when you know about pressure, when you know about pressure.
This is actually one of my favorite because him say red peas when you know about pressure. Cow head when you know about pressure. Now, if you can cook, you know. When you put the cow head in the pressure cooker, that's how it cook. It's gonna take forever to cook it normally. That is the kind of pressure. And when you talk about a pressure cooker, you have to put the water and make it cool down before it opens or else it's gonna explode. So I like that kind of description because that's what pressure feel like. Right? So the same man say unstoppable. Then he might tell you about the pin. Then he might tell you about the pressure in a life. Let me see this one.
Boss, this a third word.
Wanna know this?
Yo, Pimpin. Write down these words. I build a love song for the nerves.
Ready to shine, ready. When you're gone, when we miss you, you're bold with the flame, with the wisdom.
Who was sing?
When we turn you and twist you.
Yeah, I want to see you now. Yeah.
The loss of it is you. Police man a search for the miss you. Better than copy me go live in a jail. If loving you is a crime.
Sing that part here.
Me prefer you when you cure up. And when you fresh you burn the chain.
Alright. Wanna know? So, just a little sampling of Kartel now. So I'm saying that there are all these things to consider, right? And now I'm also saying, when we talk about Vybz Kartel and we talk about Adidja, is it possible for us to see more than a schizophrenic, confused, stone-faced, ugly man? Yes. I think it's possible, but I think it's more than possibly necessary, right? Because he's actually more than ugly, stone face, schizophrenic, and confused. I think we need to start use other words to describe men, particularly men like him, who are extremely confident, extremely powerful, extremely influential. And it's not like we're trying to big him up just because we for big him up. But the truth is, you know, when you look at it. So I say words like interesting, complex, artistic, beautiful, intelligent, romantic, intense, sophisticated, self-determined, sensual, erratic, and confident. Like those words can actually apply to a Vybz Kartel, to Adija. Yes. All right. Teacher's Pet. Teacher's Pet is made for TV. Let me show you where it's romantic. All right. Exhibit A. All right. Exhibit A. I'm not sure which one then, but I'm going to show you. Sorry, it's not louder. You see? Alright, one. There we go now. Alright. So, we need to write down romance. Write down romance because I think we tend to have a different idea about romance when we are talking about black men. So, if him say, what him say, girl bend down low, let me tell you what we know. Alright, see him like how you move your neck. I saw it go. Right? See him where you saw. And that, isn't that romantic? Isn't that? Not yet? Alright, we'll come again. Slow motion. Alright. Alright, slow motion are yours. Alright, let me see. I'm not going like Alright. Alright. You alright? Alright. Wanna like that one day? Alright. What do you think about this?
Some boy don't know what we dance, me a dog up. Me a tell them me a beg you up. Me a tell them me a beg you up. Belly flat, belly man up. Big fat cocky make your pussy dance up. Me a tell them me a beg you up. Me a tell them me a beg you up. Young wine up your body, young wine to the top. Turn around, for your back shot. Who's funny cocky like kiss and drop down, baby. Use me black, baby, take a snapshot. Adopt a some jack, let him and stand. Just that pussy close, give me fat cock. Pussy up when cocky knock knock. Brown in, say she never see a cut it that black. Now you kill it out, so me have a push it in. Cock it up, and it just...
Alright. So we're really getting into the sex part of it, right? I press play, right? So this is a romantic one.
A medium one star.
Alright, wait. When him say, hey girl, your punani a paradise, what do you mean? It feel good? Only good? More than good. Paradise? Alright. Now, all of them things are very important. So yeah, this is a weird picture I found online too. I don't really like it, but I kind of have to put it in there too. Because this is where it can get tricky. You know, this is where the play is not so romantic. It bordering on something else. But we need to understand that something else. So, you might have the chain around the woman's neck. She look like she a choke. Maybe she a choke. Him look like him a laugh. She like it. S&M shit. What's the name of that book? 50 Shades of Grey. Shit, right. That's kind of what it look like.
Kartel, you know me love about you. When some other DJ and this the woman name, you sing about love and everything.
Then I love the one we talk about.
Alright. So I lined up several songs where basically I'm trying to show, make you hear what I say, like specifically about sex. And just that little clip a while ago, she said, when all the other man them a talk about this and that, you talk about love, you know? And him say, they know that the Bible say, I just love my gay girl, right? So Kartel, obviously, him sure in himself, say that him have to offer. So we just need to look and see specifically, see how he's doing that and what are the problems with that. So I'm bringing it back now to, again, to sex. I'm saying that it's important to look at how men engage in sex and try to understand what they might think, what they might say, or some of the things that they can't say, but they're trying to say with sex, right? And for Kartel, I think that it's very important. The deepest part of him, I believe, is revealed in his description of intimacy with a woman. Right? His description of the entire experience. Don't take it like, if him say, your pussy coming like, that's the next one. When it open up, Mr. Evan, can you go there? You can imagine that? That is what a man is feeling. I don't believe that him just making up that lyric because it rhyme. Bible, heaven, right? It must be like an actual experience. So can you imagine that? I think that's very deep. So now, back again to the concept of masculinity and male sexuality, right? And looking at, I think that they're not connected enough. So when we talk about masculinity and we talk about men and how them stay and them love dominate and them love this and them love that, I don't think we talk enough about them sexuality, male sexuality, right? So looking at Kartel is an attempt to see how they can come together, or if they do, right? Where's the connection? Now, in some of the work that you'll see on masculinity in the dancehall, right? You might see names like Bounty Killer, Shabarans, or Ninja Man coming up, right? As typical, very masculine men. This is what a dancehall man look like. I don't tough face, you know, kind of busy signal-ish. But these are the toughest faces, I think, right? So this is what masculinity looks like. And then now I'm saying when we talk about femininity, and we can talk about female sexuality with that easily, meaning that we usually we can see how women express them sexual feelings or them sexual self, how them own it, how when they're open about their interests, it's considered as, you know, female sexuality, how they make themselves attractive for themselves, and sometimes them described as, you know, freaky or wicked in a bed, that kind of thing. But what I'm saying is that there's this connection between being female, being feminine, and also the way that you express yourself sexually, which I think needs to also be there when we're talking about men. So Kartel is not described as being sexual or sensual or sexually expressive. You know, him is just an ugly man. The sex part missing. You know who this is? Rihanna. Alright. Do you know the video? Pour It Up, the song Pour It Up? Alright. So that's Rihanna. And that's, I mean, when I look at Rihanna, there's no doubt about it that Rihanna feel herself as a sexual person. Right? It's not contained. This is Angel Hayes. I don't know much about her, but she seemed to be like about whatever she's about. Right? This is Azalea Banks. You like Azalea Banks? Why? Who says she ugly? Alright, so this is like, I didn't link the video to this. But look for Azalea Banks. Spice. Alright. So we're looking at female sexuality now.
This are the new back shot. Man put out the cocky step up in a rap. Clappy and a bubble and a feather mask shot. Cause doggy style got a back shot. Pump a jump round a and it a thump. It a thump me a bubble and a shake up me. Shake me rum cocky a skin up me fat clump me a wine and a beat and it a thump. Knock bend, call me back bend. Bubble and a drop in like a pin in a the same. Knock bend,
nobody now dance.
Bounce and a bubble and a freak again. Push it in when it turn back way. My pussy pretty when it turn back way. Push it in when it turn back way. My pussy pretty when it turn back way. Push it in when it turn back way. My pussy pretty when it turn back way. Push it in when it turn back way. My pussy pretty when it turn back way.
Alright, so this is Spice. Skin out me pum pum on the body, me a wine and a boom boom boom. Have my body just a jump, so me like it. Alright, this is Spice. This is the new back shot. 1 foot out there, cocky stiff up in a dot. Watch me a skin out my fat clump. Push it in when me turn back way. My pussy pretty when me turn back way. We alright with that? We alright with that, right? Oh, alright with that. Alright, then we have Lady Saw. Alright, here a Lady Saw say no. And I can't hear it good. Alright, that one, you know, so the quality, audio quality bad. But you remember this song? It was under the sycamore tree. A boy want me bow and me tell him to flee. A food alone going on my mouth. Very clear. Very clear. Alright. Then we have Tanya Stephens, right? Okay. Alright, then here Tanya Stephens now.
Everything's on my ass. Just work with it, man. I'ma say, y'all hear me? Alright. It's not the way you want. It's not the way you talk. And it's not your beat up car. It definitely ain't no movie star. And it's not the clothes you wear. And it's not your nappy hair. And it's not your gangsta flex. Baby, it's all about the sex. Me just feel love your boom walk. Love the way you walk your boom boom socks. On the big booty, on the big stick. Tell me time to the when you boom flick. Love the long ding dong boom walk. Love the way you walk your make this girl stop. Climb up on the cabin and the big truck.
Alright. When you know that one here by Tanya Stephens. Me just love off your boom walk. Love the way you have my pum pum stuck. Pan the big body, pan the big stick. Tell me, Tantody, something, something, something. When the boom flick, love the long ding dong. You know what that? Love the long ding, and she make a chorus. Love the long ding dong. Alright, we alright with that? So, when you look at I look at Rihanna, Spice, Lady Saw, Tanya Stephens, Azalea Banks. I see some women in popular culture between dancehall and hip hop owning them sexuality or them sexual selves and being free, feeling free to present that. Alright? So again, I'm saying, what happens on the male side? What happens when we get to men? Is it that them don't have no sex self or them just pervert all the time? Alright. Can a black man be erratic? What does the word erratic mean? You ever hear the word erratic? Erratic tales? Mills and bones, erratic? What erratic mean? When we talk about sex and we say erratic, what we mean? We don't have no idea. Out of the norm experience. I don't think so. Erotic with fantasy. Okay. Huh? Something more explicit. It's not something like, alright, for me, erotic means is a pleasurable sexual way of being. So it's how you approach intimacy, right? There's pleasure, there's less pain. It's an interesting experience. It's connected, it's soulful. So erotic for me is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's not something where you make up and just keep in your mind. It's like an actual experience that you can have. And so I want to know if we can associate that word erotic with black men. If that is how them try to engage with women, if them see themselves as erotic. Write down that word there.
So can it be sensuous? Exactly.
So when him say, your pussy coming like Bible, or... So these are some of the things I wrote here. For example, you are my baby. Shift your panty partially. My body and your pussy in harmony. Is that erotic? No. Freaky girl me want to see. That erotic? No. Girl, bend down low, let me tell you what me know, let me tell you what me know when you bend down low. If it's not erotic, how is it that when him sing it, we feel it? Yeah, we. No, yeah, you never did that? Alright. Okay, so when we play some of the songs, right, how is it that we respond, why is it that you think we respond to them? Any reason why you dance? You understand why you move? No? Huh? So I'm suggesting that black men can be erratic. Vybz Kartel is possibly erratic. But you need to understand erratic. You need to understand the power of being fully sexually like actualized, confident. You know what you want. You know what you can do. You know how you want to make this experience memorable, right? I'm saying that those things are important not only for women but also for men, right? So, you know Keystone? Yeah. Alright, we'll soon come back to that. So I've just like taken out some quotes and some words and trying to look at all of them within the framework of erotic. So him say, pussy me say from AM to PM. That's really a lot of sex. A lot. From AM to PM. From morning till night. No, and I don't think of that you mean. Tight pum pum, you have the sensitive nipple. By the time if you come already. Tongue in our ears. You know, me love how your pussy care for me. This is the language that he's using, right? So me really I try bringing you into the man sex life, if you want to call it that, and ask you to consider him. See if you can see him differently or see the importance of sex for him. Then there's this interesting turn. I didn't link this video, but there's this interesting turn with the idea of the freaky girl. Who's the freaky girl? Lisa Hype. Who's the freaky girl?
Yo, listen to that voice note, yo. Freaky girl of them girl them me know. Freaky woman of them girl them me know. Never see something when me love so. Every time I fuck my cocky get so.
Alright. Now this is a very important song. When you talk about freaky girl, you know what am I talk about? What am I talk about? Oral sex. Alright.
More specifically, fellatio.
Fellatio? What that? What you mean fellatio?
Because they don't yeah, like they don't do it on a female. They
Cunnilingus. Fellatio.
don't have sex.
Oh, so you mean so oral sex would mean both, but fellatio is the me like that. Me write that down. So I'm do fellatio. Now it's very important because as far as I can remember, men never used to come out and say them like oral fellatio. Men never used to come out and say me want fellatio. Me like fellatio. Every time me have sex, me have fellatio. And if you are going like you know want fellatio, me like fellatio. I've never seen that before this song. And so all of the women who love fellatio become freaky. Then become freaky and important. It's like him free them up. Right? I think a part in the song where him say, send a BB message because all of them girl there, a female girl. Part 2, you know it. Alright. And him also say, don't call them no, like him said, don't call them are somebody pitney too. Don't diss them girl there. Because him like fellatio. If you look at that video, right? Unlike all other videos, and I'm sorry I never linked this one, but look for it, freaky girl. Him in the video, I said, some man afraid for talk it. Me not afraid for talk it. Me, I get fellatio. Now, the reason why this song become important for me, how much money you think can get fellatio? Enough? From who? Alright. So this fellatio thing now is in style. Remember, I think a lot of things that Vybz Kartel says become stylish or we need to do it. Now the truth is, not every woman wants to give any man no fellatio. Like what Lady Saw said. Me a girl will go to my church every week and me not make no man turn me in a freak. Right? So I see a problem with the freaky girl thing and the fact that Vybz Kartel endorses it. I don't see a problem with fellatio. But what's gonna happen is, what happens when a man can't get it? Him go take it. You know, see that? So when we have like incidents of like rape and sexual abuse and them thing there, you're gonna start see another element. And we don't talk about that. The site of the abuse is around fellatio. That is a possibility. I'm looking at that. So I think it's very important how I'm talking about every time I fuck my cocky gets sucked. Every time? Every single time? That means that you really need a freaky girl. And if you don't have a freaky girl for your personal girlfriend, you have to have a girl who can do that for you. Because that's something we love. Right? So it starts to get tricky. Now, I'm soon done. Again, I just want you to note, these are some of my references for the Addi as a black erratic man. The song name Enchanted, Happy Pum Pum, you know Happy Pum Pum? Yeah. Right? Ever Blessed Pum Pum, Paradise, Goods, Freaky Girl, and Beg Ya Fuck. Those are my favorite, but you know, you can start there if you want to look further into what we are talking about. So now we get into the critical part again. And as I was saying, like, there are a lot of problems with male sexuality. I think mostly because we don't understand it, and mostly because men have a way to be men and force you to not understand it, right? So there's a problem. There's some dysfunctions that happen between men and women, like the way how men and women are to each other. I think a lot of it we can understand by men's relationship, their sexual desires, their needs, their this and, you know, all of that. It's interesting because one of the things that people often joke about is like Christian men and Christian women, and how you will find you never expect the pastor to do certain things, and the pastor end up do certain things. You never expect the big respectable businessman to do certain things. The big respectable businessman chop up the woman after him get her pregnant and put her in a scandal bag. Right? How do those things happen? What is it about a 14-year-old girl or a 16-year-old girl that appeals to him? Is it companionship him a look for? Or sex? What him want? So we need to know what him a do. What's the story? So sexual violence, rape, sexual assault, promiscuity and dishonesty. So Vybz Kartel is a man who can get every girl. Anywhere the girl them they added it. But then there's Shorty. You know Shorty? Alright. Shorty are the wife. So we have again now this man reinforcing this masculine idea or ideal. You have the good wife at home, right, who take care of the kids and take care of you and really know you. And then you have the other girl them. So some questions for you to consider, or things for us to talk about, right? What do we know? What do you think we know about men and male sexuality? You know, what do we know about Vybz Kartel? Is what we know what has been like reported to us? Have we ever like stopped to think, oh, yeah, him come from the Gaza and him dressed like, you know, one of them inner city youth there. But him go Calabar, you know, him used to like English literature, him read Shakespeare. Maybe him intelligent, you know. So what do we truly know about Vybz Kartel? And one of the reasons why I raise this is because Jamaica has a way to put everybody in a box, right? So imagine if Vybz Kartel came from Norbrook, Cherry Gardens, or a nice, decent, middle-class place, you know? What would be the perception here? You always have to think about that because I think that is always at play. The way how he's described, I think has a lot to do with where him come from and who he is. So any man you see emerging like this again, you're going to hear the same things being said of him. And he is probably likely to go down in the same way. Him just going to go prison. He might go be in charge of a gang and he might go prison. Because that's what those men do. So I'm saying, like, make we separate it out now and start to think, what do we really know? And then there's this word, emotional lives, you know? You think Vybz Kartel cry? You think him feel sad? You think him get lonely? So how come we don't know them thing there, like that part there him? You think some tough-faced man cry? They miss their mother? Them ball the most. Now, I think it's again important to start to reveal that inside part of men. So like Usain Bolt here, the legend. You think him cry? Yeah? You think him get scared? You think him ever see a girl where him can't get? And how him respond to that? Him can't get any girl, right? Alright. Then this man here, you know who this? Sorry, you can't see my cursor. Warmington. You don't understand the man there? Yes. You understand him? Tell me about him. Him just faced it. This is what I say now. I don't think him just faced it. I think something are going with him. Something are going in himself. Huh? He's what?
Intolerant.
He's intolerant of himself? of others. Why? Why the man is intolerant of others? Why him can feel so bold and so feisty in public? Everald Warmington. Him is one of the most disgusting politicians. No, he is. He wouldn't even deny it.
I think most of the politicians are disgusting, but as I said before, he doesn't mind showing that side of him because one, it sells his character and who he is, so most person will be talking about him. And two, it's really, maybe as I said before, maybe that's just him and he doesn't care. Just like some persons who are covering up who they really are.
Right. And I think men have a way to cover up what they really feel in them disgusting self. Right? So you can't always take them as disgusting. You have to try to say, why that man is so disgusting? Oh, now get no fellatio. That's why. Alright. Understand him now. You know? And some men, like you have older men, who always attack set upon younger women. Why? Because them really like big bottoms. Them really like breasts. But them can't get that. Them can't. Them no. You know, people, women think them ugly, them unattractive. So them can't get to engage.
Or maybe, just as you're saying, that persons like Kartel will influence current society and society to come. So therefore, younger women are more willing to do fellatio, whereby the older women who are stuck in their way of life would more be resilient.
Right.
So
They them not.
that's why.
Me no know. Maybe them not gonna do it. Maybe them not gonna do it, and maybe the younger girl they want to do it. So the older woman is your wife, and the younger girl is your sex partner. Then you start get these crazy things happening, right? This man over here named Jill Scott Heron, very important man. Go on and Google him. And of course we have Vybz Kartel with him gun. Why him love gun so much? And then we have Tupac. Wanna know about Tupac?
Yes.
Wanna see any similarity between Tupac and Vybz Kartel? Yes? Alright, that is for some further research. So, then I'm asking, let's continue with the questions now. So, through the songs about sex that Vybz Kartel is singing, can you see where he has another side, a softer side, a more intimate side, a side that you can misrepresent or misread? How do women see themselves through their engagement with Vybz Kartel? So this is another important thing, because it's typical for us to think that, oh, well, man just want to please themselves. And I think that with Vybz Kartel you can see where if you tell a woman, say, your pussy coming like Bible, or, you know, what are you doing to them? How does a woman feel? Does she feel powerful with him, or does she feel like a little version of herself? Like this act is just like, it could have do without, right? I don't know, but I think him resonate with young women, old women, all kind of women like him. Why? If you like him, why you like him? You have to start to can articulate that. You have to start to can explain why you really like him. Why when you hear a song you move. Why you don't like him. How do other men feel about Addi? How do other men feel about Addi? And why? What is causing him to resonate like that? Right? Alright, my battery's soon done. And then, I think two more. But this idea of men growing up, do you think that men mature? Do men change? So him start off and he must say, take body girl. And that's a very famous song where Vybz Kartel sing, where him shouldn't sing. It's the worst thing him could have ever sing. And it may be. But is it possible for a man to move from being young and immature and just fool about sex and grow into a more, you know, a different kind of person? Is that possible? And then I took this quote from Tupac. That's his mother beside him. Everybody's at war with different things. I'm at war with my own heart sometimes. And I think we never think about, Vybz Kartel have a heart? Him have a heart, him have emotions, him have ways where him feel and things where him conflicted about, where him a try, where come out in the music, you know, those kinds of things. So now is your time.
Okay, well before their time, I just want to congratulate you for an excellent lecture.
Thanks.
It's very obvious that you took a lot of time and thought to deliver it.
I like him.
Very grateful.
Thanks. No, I really like him, so it was really my pleasure to get the opportunity to talk about him in this way. Yeah, I really like him.
So, basically, there were lots of questions posed, but the first one I'm going to ask is who here actually likes Vybz Kartel?
Them like him now.
Okay, so in terms of who said that you like him, why do you like him? And that's the only questions I'm asking because this is Dr. Harris's lecture. So why do you like him? Did everyone hear that?
Him
Say it louder.